Well, some gadget guy, getting myself into something probably deeper than I usually film, but we got to a point where we are working on the car. We're doing a alternator. The alternator seems to be bad, but if you notice, there's a lot of oil in here. So that's where the alternator was, and I think the valve cover is leaking. So I took all the bolts out. We're about to pop it off. So we are going to put in the parts. Lots of stuff has to come out for this in order to happen. You've got your little little hoses, little belt come off. Take out your battery, take some panels off your lower aero flap. Take your tire off, take your electric fan out, take the alternator bracket out. That's a timing belt cover. That was very helpful to remove. And this little bracket here, you'll find it's attached to something right near this alternator bracket. I think it fits those two holes right on the top over there. But anyways, that thing has to come out too. It's awfully helpful. Get yourself a new alternator. On the VR4, you've got this big flap that is movable, and so that has to come down. It's real easy. You just take out about 8 bolts. There's a big metal bar that's going to be straightened out. You got some linkage under here that you should adjust. This is your electric motor for your active aero. So when this motor spins, this little bracket right here comes down. See how it wiggles? There's another one at the other end here. So that's the other end of your active aero. So when you push the button, that whole thing will drop down about 3 inches to this whole panel. Boof. So there's mounting holes that are mounted up there. But anyways, so that's what you gotta do. You gotta get that thing out of the way to get your access to your alternator. You know, you take off this little panel here. There's a couple of bolts here. There was one hidden bolt way back in here, which made it real tough. If you didn't, it's back in there somewhere. But lift up that flap, you'll see what I mean. And you have to get that off before you get this panel off. You know, this pulley right here, you adjust, you loosen this nut, and this whole thing then, by adjusting that little nut, this whole thing goes up or down. So you adjust the adjusting nut up top to tighten your belt, and then you'll adjust this thing to tighten it when you're all done. And so that's one thing, you have to get to this thing to remove your belt. That's the biggest thing. So whatever you do, I don't care if you cut this crap out, but you gotta get to that pulley. Remove the tension off your belt. Otherwise, your alternator came right out the top, real easily. You have to remove your cooling line for your alternator. So there's a bracket here, went to the top. A couple more brackets that held it down in place. These ones back here above your brake booster were real important. They allowed this whole tube to move up. And there's another thing, which is this vacuum tubing, which is bolted to the back wall. You see the hole right there, and a hole right behind it. You have to remove that vacuum tubing to get this thing to move out of your way properly. So, and just start with this aluminum pipe right here, and the rest of the job is this piece of cake. Had to take out the electric fan right in here. As soon as I did that, I had enough room to pull the alternator out of the space. So, yeah, have fun. Bye.